Happy Solstice. Today is also the first day of summer, which I find almost kind of ironic. Today is the day with the longest or most amount of sunlight hours, and it's the first day of summer. The first day of the next 3 months, give or take, that are supposed to be the hottest. It's kind of ironic to me. But for the next 6 months, the sun will slowly the amount of daylight hours will slowly decrease until midwinter, where it will be the least amount of sunlight hours. And then we start over again. To me, that's always been kind of like the Fool. It's the winter solstice is when things start again, even though it's the beginning of winter where everything stops. This is the beginning of summer, where it's not a culmination of everything that you've started, but it's taking the first half of the year, where starting from midwinter, this past midwinter, all the plans that you made and the seeds that you planted, they're now starting to grow. And over the next 3, 4, 5 months, depending on where you are, you will actually finally be able to see the fruits of all of the hard labor that you've put in. So it's that just overall amount of abundance. It's abundance of light. It's abundance of warmth, of joy. And a lot of people love the summertime. I prefer cooler, but that's just me. But it's that pinnacle of everything that you've put into place. You're no longer needing to put in those actions. Now it's the tending to it. Now it's the keeping it maintained, right? You're not tilling the land anymore. Maybe you have to weed things out here and there that no longer that don't need to be there, right? You're tending to it. And then the next few months you'll be able to harvest all of the hard work that you put in. So now is not the time to plan. Now is the time to keep what you've started going and building, so that you can reap the biggest reward that you possibly can. That's what this time means. So it's not oh my gosh, I have to say goodbye to the sun. No, it's all the hard work and the planning and preparations. That's what this moment's for, so that you can move forward towards the rest of this year. With everything that you've done so far, you can actually move forward into the maintaining and then the harvest. And then time for rest at the very end of it. So I just wanted to take that. And there was things that I kept hearing was, it's also a good time to look back over the last 6 months and see where you are as to where you were. And a lot of people say, if you're struggling right now, where were you 5 years ago? What were things like 5 years ago? Were they okay, hold on. And the last thing I said was 5 years ago. So we have the 5 of coins right here. But this is, I love the vice versa deck. This is the other side of that. And this is almost perfectly what I'm trying to say. If you look where you are right now and you think things are really bad, what if this was you 5 years ago and this is where you are now? You're in the light. You've made it inside. You're in the warmth. You have, his clothes are nice. His clothes are clean. They're not tattered. They're not torn. You're in the light. You have the abundance, and you can't see it around you. This is the oh my gosh, this is a perfect message that I was just trying to say. Yes, things, and I'm not trying to diminish where you currently are, because where you currently are is where you currently are. But if this is where you are, and if this is where you were, you are progressing, right? Things are getting better. It's, yes, most people, I would say, live in the present moment, because they're living for the future instead of the present moment. And it's really, really easy to go down that rabbit hole. It's really easy to go, this is what I want, and I don't have it yet. But we forget to look at where we currently are, right? Because if he's picked up his head and realized that he actually has come so far from this, being outside, his clothes are disheveled, they're thin, he's not comfortable, he's not in any place that he can have any sense of warmth and comfort. But now he's made it to this, and he's still fretting about what he currently doesn't have. And I love the fact that we are having fives. The next one was the Five of Cups. He doesn't see, it's five. That five is all about changes from where you were to where you're going. It's the middle, kind of where we are right now. It's in the middle of the year. But he doesn't see. He's got his back turned to the growth that's coming. All he sees is all that's the barren land, the empty cups, of all his dreams for the past that didn't turn out. But you've got these two cups here that are full, and you've got this growth. And you don't see it yet, because it's not time to see it yet. And then we have another five. This is the Hierophant backwards. This, and in this way, it's the Hierophant it's the leadership, the community, right? The structure, things that are structured. A lot of times churches and banks and governments and things that are structured. But in this aspect, it's all about, it's not structured because I haven't started yet, but we have a baby holding a key. And then we have, I'm going to say it wrong, but it's the Venus of Willendorf, or Willendorf. It's a very famous art piece of the goddess in her empress form, right? And then we have the apple cutting too. It's all about, things aren't structured yet because they're just starting, right? The baby with the key is really, really jumping out. It's like you have this brand new beginning, but yet you're holding it. You're holding that new beginning. No, it doesn't have a structure because it's not structured yet, because it hasn't started. And the last card that came out was the Ace of Swords. This new beginning, this time, and we got 555. So symbolic. If that number's jumping out, then the big changes. And that just goes with this time frame too. Big changes, right? You've come so far from where you've been, but you have to realize, yes, there's more to come, but you got to turn around, take a minute and stop for just a minute and stop focusing on where you're trying to go, and realize where you've been and how much you've grown. That's the message right here. And if you feel you're saying, I don't have anything right now, how are you watching me? How are you hearing me? You have something. And if you're not and if you've gone backwards, you were in this 5 years ago and now you're here, maybe there's a reason. You can only go up. You have to choose to change where you are. You're your own leader. That's at the bottom of the deck. I had seen that earlier and I wanted to leave it there before shuffling because that jumped out. A leader, it's you making the decisions in your life to get to where you want to go, right? And chaos, yep. Things are going to be crazy when you're starting out, when you're not where you want to be, when you're not at that moment and things are just all crazy and like the storm. yes, it's chaos. But storms bring chaos. But they also bring what the earth needs. It clears out, but it also brings movement, right? Pollen, seeds, all that's moved from one place to another. Trees are blown down, the ones that are old, so that new ones can grow. Land is shed away to places that it's needed. A way of love. If you need to love what you're doing, starting with yourself first, have that joyful, that childlike innocence, and go after what it is that you want because you love it so much. And then purification. This one feels like it's separate. This one feels like it's separate from everything, but it still came out at the same time with the other two cards. Because if there are things in your life right now that aren't working in your favor, I'm going to go this route. I have not smoked a cigarette in the past 3.5 years. And I started when I was 16. So that was my purification. I'm dealing with other things, but I know that was something that I had to let go of for my own personal. So if it's something like that, whether it is substance or it is people, this is a good time to take that step back or reevaluation of not only of where it is that you want to be, but look at what is in your sphere that you really don't want anymore, whether it is people or it is things. To me, that's the message of the purification. And the last message. You ready? It's victory. Oh, it was upside down, sorry. That's not how it was for me. It's victory. Whatever you set your mind to, even if it fails, it's still a victory because you tried. Don't know where that came from, but that came from somebody. Even if you try and it doesn't succeed, it's still a victory because you tried. And it might lead you to something else. One last message. Yep. You are watched. You are guided. You are protected. Someone, something is with you. You are not alone. Many blessings.